Here's how you get awesome at sketching and why you absolutely should. I also have a little homework for you at the end of the video. Let's do it. I believe sketching is one of the best things you can do as an artist. It's a fundamental skill that allows you to try out new ideas, to start new paintings or drawings to see if they'll work, and just have a bit of fun. It goes so quick to doodle and it captures the essence of art itself. It's also very rewarding and one of my favorite parts of making art. When you sketch a lot, you'll start understanding how the world around you is built up. And it doesn't even matter what it is you're drawing or sketching, you start seeing things in a different light. How to build up forms and texture, how to say more with less, what's important and what's not. And that carries over to your concept art, to your paintings and drawings and so on. So in this video, I'll share some easy exercises and a few tips to help you along the way. Alright, so for today, I want you to follow along with me. And you can sketch out whatever you want, but you can also do whatever I'm doing. We'll look over the assignment a little bit later in the video. But here are some of the tools that you'll need. So traditionally, I like to draw with a graphite pencil, or lead, as the English speakers say. It's actually not lead, it's graphite. And I use a B in hardness. You can use anything from HB to 2B. You can also use an eraser, of course, when these go well together to create a bunch of different effects. And if you want, you can also use a mechanical pencil. I really like these because you can get very fine lines, and you know, it's a very nice tool to have. You can also use a stump or a shading pen. With a graphite, you can actually use a shading pen and get some pretty cool shading effects. You can create really nice metal textures with this. Today I'm actually going to be using an ink pen. This is something I've been using a lot lately. I really like sketching with these because whatever I put down will stay there. You know, I can't use an eraser with this. And you know, you can also use a sharpener with this, of course. I use a knife for that, but you know, be careful. Anyway, today we're gonna I'm gonna just be using this this ink pen. Looks like this. You can get some really nice lines with that. Yeah, other than that, you'll need some sort of paper. The nicer sketchbook you have, the harder it is to actually sketch, because then you want to make it look super nice. So try to find something that's really cheap and, you know, don't buy the most expensive one. So anyway, today I'm just going to be sketching some nature. So I took a couple different shots today, just some outside my farm here. You can also sketch like really simple objects. This is a little shed. Let's just get started here. So you can see that we have a big rock here. When we're sketching, just try to be very loose. And you don't have to be like exact, you know. Then there's like a little rock up there. Something like that. A little bit of moss. Just staying kind of loose with this. Can accentuate the lines under here. And with sketching, you don't really care so much about how the things are looking. You're just putting down some random scribbles, and you know, it'll turn out well. So what you're doing when you're drawing and sketching like this is you're trying to sort of indicate certain details. Like you're not really trying to make it like you're not trying to draw out everything. Just indicating that there's some details. And there's a big rock under here. Just big shapes first. Sort of following the lines. And when you create these like lines that sort of follow the form, you create more form for the viewer to understand like how the orientation is, what the perspective is. Can emphasize some of these parts under here. And there's a little bit of rock there. Some leaves and stuff. And this is a really useful exercise just to loosen up a bit and not worry too much about the result. It's just a sketch, right? So you don't really care too much. And I don't care so much about botching it up. Maybe it will get botched up, but I don't really mind that. And whatever this part is, this head here. Not sure what they're called, but and just sort of emphasize certain lines. So this is a good first like warm up. And actually all sketching is kind of warm up and just experimenting with different ideas. Kind of indicating some grass. Because this is kind of what my mind is seeing when I'm looking at vegetation. Just not completely random scribbles, but something like that. Just accentuating the moss a bit. Maybe a bit bigger shapes here just to break up that randomness. And try to keep it loose, you know, your holding position and stuff. If you're too tense, then you know that'll show in your sketch as well. You can also check out Ian McKay. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but he has some really cool sketches like these. Definitely try to like reference different things like that. Cool, so that's my first sketch here. A nice little warm-up. So I like this photo I took today. Just some of these clouds look pretty cool. Will be interesting to see how I can do it with the ink pen. Can maybe even put this into a sort of a frame. Can also use a ruler if you want. But today I don't care, we're just sketching. So yeah, just a little, maybe do some of those clouds there. Again, I don't care if I botch this up. So I'm not really seeing this in the painting, I'm just seeing kind of the form of it, and I'm just going about it, you know, in any way I want, really. It's just not so important. Maybe we can fill in the sky with lines. Not sure if this will look good, but who cares? Can maybe emphasize some of these mountain shapes. You know, something like that. It's another little sketch. Maybe we can do one with graphite now, just so you can see that as well. What about this little shed here? Something we built together with my friends. Outside here, it's really nice and cozy in there. Just getting some lines down. So there are certain ways you can hold the pen or the pencil. If you hold it like this, it's gonna be tricky to do like big lines. But this is really good for like details and stuff. But for very soft, simple lines like this is pretty easy. I'm just generally putting down some of these shapes, and I just realized that I did too big here, but doesn't matter. Staying pretty loose, loosey goosey. And this is the thing about sketching, it's just you're putting down the general shapes and lines and sort of what pops out, you know, immediately. And not so much like, you know, going in perfectly putting down things like that. That's what makes sketching so cool. It's just frees you up to make mistakes. And mistakes are very important to make, you know. And a lot of times you get a very happy accidents. Or a lot of happy accidents, I mean. Down some can emphasize some of the shadow parts and some of the outlines. My coffee away. Let's put down some of the wood. And try not to do like too like, you know, precise lines all the time. Try to break it up a bit, just like whatever, scribble. Doesn't matter. Okay, so now I see I missed the plant here, so I can just erase a little bit here and just put down some of those shapes there. And with nature and natural stuff, you want to kind of have like a little bit of irregularity, because nature is rarely like super regular and stuff. So this plant is just like a little bit irregular leaves, and I'm not following it exactly, just generally what I'm seeing. Okay, that's good enough. Finish up some of these rocks here. So once you do this like a lot, you start to realize like you can use this in your own concept art and like, you know, start creating your own designs and stuff based on what you did before. Just emphasizing that line there a little bit behind so it's clear. And just a little bit of a thing here. We're not too particular about the perspective. I'm just going off script a bit. with this. There's a little bit of a step here, and then some grass just to indicate some vegetation. Maybe we can make a little path here. And again, the vegetation in the background is just scribbles, you know, it's just indication that there's some detail there. Let's put in the bed here. It's a bed that we lie in watching the landscape. It's really nice. If you guys are ever in Norway or Sweden, just let me know. Maybe I could show you the farm. And I'm jumping between different parts of the drawing, just to not, you know, get stuck on one spot too long, and emphasizing the lower parts a little bit more because there's more shadow there. I'm letting the lines go a little bit outside of this line here, just to give it some more form, so people can see that these are actually like wooden planks. And again, I'm not keeping my lines like super similar everywhere. I'm kind of changing it up a bit, just to give it a bit more interest. So you see it starts to take shape. The whole piece here. And this is really fun to do, just like look at random things and just sketch them out. And I can put some shading on the whole thing. And when things start to like just kind of, you know, lose definition, just go in and hold the pen more like this, or the pencil, and just emphasize some of those lines that sort of that disappear. Maybe you can use the stomp a bit. And the sketch is done whenever you say it is, you know. Just emphasizing some of those lines again. And especially when there's a lot of ambient occlusion. Those of you who work with the Blender and 3D and stuff will know a lot what that is. Like basically where there's crevices and things of that nature. You can emphasize the shadow parts a bit more there. Cool. So yeah, I mean, I can go on longer and just refine this, but now I'm just looking in general about like around the whole piece, and just seeing where some extra shadow and detail and stuff might be needed. But yeah, to not make this video too long, I'm just gonna stop somewhere here. Cool. Well, yeah, so that's just a little demo on this, just kind of how I approach sketching and stuff. I really like using the ink pen. I really like that I can't erase and stuff, and you can do a lot of fun stuff with this, you know, even like small mechs and stuff. Yeah, maybe a little sci-fi station or something. Some trees in the background. Different ideas you have, and these different pencils allow you to do that. Little pens. Cool. Well, yeah, that's just a quick little demonstration of that, and yeah, try it out yourself. All right, artists, homework time. So what I want you to do is to take your sketchbook and pick 2 topics and fill out each page with one topic. For example, this could be all about trees, you know, just sketch a bunch of trees, have fun with it. And the other one could be perhaps wooden furniture or something like that. One tip that I have is that you can sit in your living room and look around and see if you find anything that, you know, is just one topic, for perhaps like potted plants or something like that, or music instruments or furniture, and just, you know, sit down and just sketch them out. Don't need to be super precise with it. So that about does it. Make sure you fill out those 2 pages, and don't forget, practice makes progress, not perfect.